Hello, Aspire. Good to see you
Hey
in
Marcel.
person
Yeah, we're in a much cozier setting now.
after
This is
two
something.
weeks.
Yeah.
Well, we had a plan to meet after your trip to US, yeah, because you
Right,
were
right.
about to, and finally we are meeting here in Warsaw, and you have not come back from US. Uh, f- you haven't even gone there. What has happened?
Yeah. So as you as you well know, we're two very outspoken people about our criticisms of certain governments, maybe certain Israeli government policies and things like that. So basically, I've gone to the airport and I was told that there's some kind of security issue with my boarding schedule, and so I had to be subjected to a long wait. Not even a security search. I wasn't. Thankfully, I wasn't taken into some back room and patted down. But I
Interrogated.
was yeah, interrogated. I was just not even allowed to board.
Okay.
Like not even allowed to get my boarding pass and go through security. Um, yeah, and this is just something that is completely out of order. The United States government cannot do this to a citizen. I have no idea what crimes I've even been charged. I have no crimes. I've done nothing wrong.
Mm.
And yet, it's just like the Spanish Inquisition, or just you're guilty until proven innocent at this point.
But have you been asked to give your Facebook ID, for example, or you just gave your ID and they were like checking through the internet?
You know, in these days, they don't even need to ask for the most part. You know, if they want any kind of history of you from the internet, um, and that's probably where this case might have originated from.
Because you are not so popular on the Facebook, for example. You have like 200 friends, so it's not that your
Right,
posts are
I'm
all over
trying
the
to keep
internet.
to myself, my friends, and my family, and the only thing that comes up today is like when I was more
But do you
politically
do you make
active.
your posts, for example, Facebook posts public, or it's usually just for the friends?
Very few, very
Very
few.
few. Okay.
Yeah. Anything that's like mostly politically neutral.
Incorrect.
I mean, I did share
Uh,
about Epstein very publicly. I was
yeah.
very public about that because the public should be aware.
We both did last week.
Yeah, we did. We've covered Epstein, and this was before finding out about this, obviously. So maybe the two could be connected. I mean, our podcast hasn't hit 1,000. Maybe it will one day, but
So far, 50 people has
50
watched
very very nice, very wonderful, very beautiful people, just the best people.
it. Yeah.
And soon we will have billions and billions. Yeah.
So you have not been interrogated. You have not also crossed the border. You have not flown into US, but you have suffered all of the cost. Like you have paid for the tickets, yeah, for accommodation in US,
Right. Yeah.
and basically you have lost this money, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the cost of the flight, lost wages, and on top of that, emotional damage. I mean, my father, he's on his deathbed. He has severe diabetes and possibly dementia, and this is really the last time that I'm going to see him as as good a shape as he's going to be, because probably he's going to pass this year. My mother, she just had her 80th birthday. Very lovely birthday she's having with my relatives that I was supposed to be there for, including two relatives that were just diagnosed this year with breast cancer. So, the timing of this event couldn't be more tragic, or couldn't be more perfect for them. Especially, it's like if this was Antifa.
Mm.
Antifa has tried to get me, back when I was more politically active 6 years ago, 5 years ago, they were trying to get me kicked out of universities. They were calling and sending me death threats. And now the US government has stepped in and done their work for them and banned me from going back to the US. The white supremacist fascist government has stopped the white supremacist fascists from entering the US. So good work, Antifa.
But have you
US
requested
government.
any explanation of these decisions? Why you were detained there on the airport? Maybe not
Well, I
detained,
mean,
but
say I was,
stopped.
yeah, not detained, but
Detained.
stopped. No, there's no answer, and I mean that's why this is like Spanish Inquisition.
So
I mean, at least the Spanish Inquisition, once they captured you, let you know what you're being, or maybe they told you. Who knows? maybe the Spanish Inquisition were better in at least delivering why they're charging you with heresy or something like this. But I have no answers. I have no answers. Still to this day, I've petitioned my representative. You know, I've filed a Freedom of Information Act, and I mean, I was instructed to do so by the U.S. government, by an acting member of the U.S. government, that I need to file a Freedom of Information Act just to find out about myself. And it's like, the Freedom of Information Act, the FOIA, this is what they use to, investigate UFOs and things, Bigfoot, or 9/11. This is very serious inquiry to file a FOIA. But I guess you can use it for the smaller, more petty things. So investigating myself.
So basically, you wanted to go to your homeland to see your family. You were lawfully allowed to, because you had like valid passport. You were U.S. citizen, and in spite of all of this fact, you were not allowed into. And basically, you have probably no idea how you can get to your homeland now. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I don't even know if I can.
And when possibly it can be reversed, maybe this process of keeping you here in Poland, because
possibly forever. I could be a refugee right now. I could be.
If you get deported, where will you get deported?
I'm stateless. I can't be deported now. I mean, there is opportunity in crisis, right? Maybe I should go to the Polish government and apply for refugee status, for asylum.
Refugees welcome.
Yes. Finally, it's happened. Which, man, one of these days, the U.S. government. This is going off into another can of worms that maybe we'll talk to. Is like the digital ID system, and that's where the direction the U.S. is heading. Unfortunately, they're setting up all the groundwork for it with the Palantir, with the face scanning and the fingerprints for travel. It's all becoming standardized, just like it is here in the EU and worse in other countries like the UK or Australia. The Western world basically falling into this trap. Well, not even falling into. So many of us, probably yourself is included, has tried to warn their family, their friends that this has been coming for a long time. And
I give up. I'm already giving up. There is no point. If somebody is not convinced already, there is no point of trying to convince him.
Well, I argue to differ.
Yeah?
Not to give up, not to give up on hope, because now is the time that normies are being the most greatly affected that they've ever been. This is something that okay. Now we're starting to see, with COVID, come on, it was a disease. No, now we're talking about the facial. We've been talking about this thing. You've seen it in the opposite of a utopia, these dystopian films of the future, where you don't have no control over your identity, containing your identity, to control over your own finances and anything you own, which is going into the you'll own nothing and be happy.
You'll be happy, yeah.
And we can track you, just like in China, just like they're trying to do in Australia.
But do you think the decision of keeping you in Poland, stopping you in Poland, was on the side of Polish government, or it was more...
No, American. 100% American.
You think so?
Yes. Yeah, 100% American. If the Polish government was involved, then I would be facing like, why wouldn't they just deport me? And there's the thing too, is just like, there are much bigger fish in the sea. Why me? Unless I'm not the biggest American face in Poland politically that is from the U.S. Or maybe I don't know. I haven't met any. There must be somebody else doing more than me, because I'm quite. Even at my height, like I had. You could say I had tens of thousands of followers, viewers when there was like Facebook, before the Facebook shut down, before the YouTube shut down, where I had an interview with Red Ice, and that had close to 80,000. Probably it's over 100,000 views now. But it's like, there's way more popular people than me, so why are they picking on me?
It's all about also Polish Secret Service. A few
Mhm.
months ago, there was a girl, like 26 years old girl, uh, criticizing in their internet the things, the happenings going on in Palestine,
Mhm.
and she was actually visited by the Polish secret service. And I saw interview with her mother. She and her mother confessed that okay, we were all visited by the secret service, and this interrogation of her daughter was so severe, so harsh on her that afterwards she was found under the train, that she has committed an S, forbidden word on YouTube.
Wow.
So it means that also Polish Secret Service is visiting the people here in
Yeah.
Poland who
Yeah.
are posting, who are criticizing the country occupying this land between Jordan, Syria, and Egypt.
I mean, I think we can say Israel. We're just not allowed to say the Z word. Then it becomes like some kind of hate speech, even though they are the Z. And we're not talking about Russian Z. We're talking about the Israel Z or the J, I guess, for that matter.
So I would not be surprised if it was also on the Polish side, but I think that U.S. government has sent some instruction also to hear that okay, if somebody is posting something about Epstein list or something, we should at least not let him in because he can rebel, yeah.
Right, right. I mean, I could have right cause some kind of rabble rousing, some kind of form of rebellion.
Do you imagine in the future working like you're working right now, having digital ID, and these things happening to you when you were? What could have happened? Would your account be blocked? What would you do?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, number one, I wouldn't be here at that point. I mean, this whole check system that they're employing now in the EU, it's pretty bad. I'm already thinking like, okay, it's time to get out of the Schengen zone or the European. I mean, but at the same time, we need to stay and fight. We need to pick our hills to die on. And I mean, for sure, I wouldn't have access to my bank account. I wouldn't have. Well, once you have no access to your bank account, then you have no access to food. You have no access to pay for your rent. You have to beg your friends and family to provide some kind of cash service. You can't even. Possibly, they would block you even through crypto. I mean, it depends how far in their measures they go, because if they block your bank account, you can't send deposits into there. You have to figure out new routes. Thankfully, there are certain electronic measures you can take if it does ever happen to you, to be prepared to send that money elsewhere. But they could potentially, I mean, a lot of people use Coinbase like myself, and they could easily, they've all the major players in the electronic industry have signed agreements basically with the EU to be able to comply for any supposed criminal mischief that might be going on.
Well, yesterday I heard interview with the Prime Minister of UK, and he said that next year, if you will not have digital ID, you will not be able to work there.
Right.
And he was asked why is he implementing such law. He said, in order to stop the illegal migration.
Yeah. Right.
What a BS.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like this whole facial recognition control. It's just like the ban on illegal weapons. It's not who has all the illegal weapons, right? Who's crossing the borders illegally and not having to comply with the system? It's all the illegals who are, for the most part, filling in completely non-essential jobs, selling trinkets on the streets, or worse, selling drugs, or both, and then on top of that, committing whatever extracurricular activities,
and
crimes.
You are committing even worse crime for not having digital ID, and not obeying the government.
I mean, it's just like it's the whole problem, reaction, solution. I mean, this is just up there with the canceled 15-minute cities. They didn't get that through. Speaking of Poland, Polish people have to keep on top of the 15-minute city deal, because that was something that they were trying to do under, I forgot his real name. I call him the strawberry, Truskawka.
Trzaskowski.
Mayor, yes, Truskawski. he was trying to implement that, and you don't want a 15-minute city unless you want to.
No, he has signed
end up
the,
like China.
declaration that people in Warsaw will be limited, that they will not be eating more than 2 kilograms of meat
Right.
within a year.
Right.
They will be using just few pairs of clothes and not anymore. So basically communism.
And I'm
rainbow.
sure he's probably a member of that
Bilderberg group. Yes,
Bilderberg and who's that? The World Economic Forum.
Yeah,
He's probably
he's
a
a
W,
big
one
guy.
of the young WEF. You know, they want
Yeah.
these young people who are just the shining bright light for the future of owning nothing and being happy. Which, yeah, I mean, just goes to show about the whole idea of, you know, you will be
Own nothing and be,
well, you will
be happy.
own nothing, but in that concept that they're trying to implement, right, the 15-minute cities and the 2 kilograms of meat, that all
Yeah.
fits in with the digital ID. So once they can track what you're purchasing, they'll say, oh, you can't buy anymore. You can't use
It's
your
too
credit
much,
card to
yeah.
buy anymore. Yeah, no more meat for
Whatever.
you, Goy.
Okay, Aspire. I think we are coming to the end of the 3rd episode. Thank you for your attention. I hope you find it helpful what Aspire said, and be aware of what you're posting. Maybe use some secret words, replacing this forbidden one. Thank you very much.